Hello YouTube, I'm making a quick, kinda quick, screaming tutorial on the deathchord or false chord scream, which you can also make the black metal vocals and also real low death metal growls on. The reason I'm making this tutorial is I've seen lots and lots of people on YouTube and they're trying to learn people how to scream, and they know the basic technique, but they aren't very good themselves. And I'm not saying everyone's bad at screaming on YouTube. There's a lot of very, very good people that actually knows their screams. But I just thought that there could be more nice tutorials out there for people. And the things I'm going to tell you about today is the deathchord scream, which is like the high deathcore type of scream, which I don't like too much. I'm not into deathcore really that much, just a little. And I'm also gonna touch the growls, the lows, the real lows, and I'm gonna also touch the black metal screams. And they're all the same technique basically. It's the false chord scream, which is kind of easy when you get the hang of it. And I've also made dating a diary for how long it took to develop the scream to that point and that point, and I will also, of course, tell you all of it. So now let's start. The first thing you're always going to have to think about is using your diaphragm. There's a lot of good videos on this, so I recommend that you check that out, because many people explains that very well. It's not actually it's not totally necessary to be able to scream with the diaphragm. I can scream with my chest only, but it helps. It helps a lot, especially in the beginning when you're trying to learn how to scream for the first time. So check that out. And the second thing is the sound of the false chord scream. Now, many people learn the angry sigh. You're gonna do the angry sigh. I wouldn't say that's not really the sound. There's a difference between and you see, it's not kind of same thing, but it's basically the same thing. You just need to put more power into it. And another way to make the sound is, you use the false voice when you scream. So I want you to use your false voice when you talk, and it's quite easy. It's this stupid Mr. Bean voice, I would say. It's like you drop and you sound really, really stupid. But if you scream like you would scream normal with this voice, you'll get this. And that's the basic of the false chord scream. Now you will get your mid-range first. It's your speaking voice, the tone of your speaking voice. For me, it's a low growl. For some, it's almost up in the screams. It differs. And the second thing, no, I should take this first. It took about 2 months to develop the low growls good, my mids. You should, when you practice the lows, which you have to start with the lows and get them good first. don't try to start screaming, you know, do the deathcore highs, because I know so many kids who will probably watch this video who like deathcore a lot, like Bring Me the Horizon and stuff, will want to go to, you know, Oliver Sykes really highs in no time at all. But actually that takes a while. It taken about half a year for me. So you'll have to be patient if you're gonna learn how to scream. So when you got the lows down, when you practice the lows, try to think as going lower all the time and pushing more air, and in that way you will slowly develop going from like probably like to and doing a real good low growl. You can also develop pig squeals from the low growl, but I won't touch this in this video. Will have to message me if you want me to make a video about the pig squeal with the false chord, because I'm not so very into pig squeals, but I can do them. The next thing you're gonna do after these 2 months of practicing, and practice about 20 minutes a day. That's what I did. 20 minutes a day, 2 months. You get the lows down good. It might take shorter time for some. I don't know. It took 2 months for me. And then you're gonna try to go higher. And the first thing you're gonna get to is the black metal vocals. It's just above the lows. So when you get over, first you get the lows, you get like and then you go a little bit higher, no, and then you go over like I don't know what a step. It feels like completely different. Your Adam's apple goes up, and you try to take a higher tone. Just take a higher tone with your low growl, and you go like and then you can make no. And that's about where your black metal screams is. The black metal screams are very nice because they don't use that much air pressure at all. It's like no, diabolical, no. And that is gonna sound really, really retarded the first time you do it. So just take some time and laugh at yourself, and then try again, because it will take, after like 10 days, it started to become an okay sound for me. So you should try and develop that black metal scream, and then when you got the black metal scream sound good, you can go to a higher pitch and try an even higher pitch in the false chord scale. And that's where the deathcore highs are. The death chord. It's called a death chord scream. And you have to push a lot of air to get the false chord scream, the false chord death chord scream to sound really nice. And it took me about half a year to learn this. So you'll have to be patient and learn the other steps first before you actually do this. And this requires drinking a lot of water. You can actually watch a lot of other good videos on what to drink and things like that, and what to eat and what not to eat when you're screaming. So I won't touch that, but the death chord scream should sound something like this. And that's pretty much all for me. I hope you will learn screaming, and it takes time and just practice, and will sound like shit at first, but then you'll get good. Message me if there are any questions.